Hey G fans, GojiFan93 here, and I have another list for you. This one was also requested and given the idea by Parakokic again. And so this one is the top 5 things I want to see, or what I'm excited about, or what I want to see in the next Godzilla movie or movies, whichever to come. And then the top 5 things that I want to see in the next Godzilla video game. So basically, it's a top 10 list, but divided into 5. So yeah, without further ado, here we go. Okay, so for number 5, for the things that I want to see in the next Godzilla movie, what I'm actually going to do is the first 5 through 3 is going to be what I want to see in the American film that's coming out next year, and then the last 2 are what I want to see Toho do in Japan for the future Japanese Godzilla films, if they ever do any. Okay, so, alright, so number 1 is I want Godzilla to have a lot of camera time. I want to see Godzilla the most in this movie. I don't want it to be, where we focus on too much human stuff and Godzilla's only there for like, 2 scenes, okay? I don't want that. That would ruin the movie for me. This is about Godzilla, okay? I don't care about the humans. I want to see Godzilla running through the streets, or, well, not running, stomping through the streets, destroying buildings, terrorizing everybody. I don't want to see a lot. I mean, I know that they'll have to be human characters to have you relate to them and stuff like that. But overall, I just want to see a lot of Godzilla. I want to see him in. So that's my number 5. For number 4, actually, kind of contrary to what I just said, I do want to see good characters, as in human characters. I want to see good character development. I want to, because I know there will be humans, so I want to care about them whenever Godzilla's coming around destroying everything. So I don't want to have these bland throwaway characters that, you're just eventually going to, oh, they're going to die. I don't want that. I want good characters that we can relate to, and and I bet you they're going to put some kind of romance story in there between 2 characters. The first Godzilla movie had one. A lot of Godzilla movies have romances in them, but I hope they do it well. So yeah, so that's my number 4 pick. My number 3 pick is probably the most crucial one of all. Is I want to see good CGI. I have come to grips with it that yes, they're using a computer-generated Godzilla. It will not be a man in a rubber suit. I understand it's just how America does it. We don't do that anymore. But because they're going to do that, like I've seen the trailers for Pacific Rim, if they can get that much detail into their CGI with those monsters and the robots, then hopefully they can make Godzilla look as realistic as possible. I swear if they cheap out on this and make him look like Zilla, I'm gonna just I'm gonna lose it. But that is the most crucial thing. That's my number 3. For my number 2 spot, this is something that I want to see in a future Japanese Godzilla film, is a man in a rubber suit again. Like I said, I know that they're going to be doing a CGI Godzilla for the American film, but I just maybe one more film from Toho with a man in a rubber suit, and then they can move on to doing CGI. I just want to see one more film with him with a realistic Godzilla suit. I really want that, because I've been seeing those videos on YouTube of that like game that's out now in Japan, and they're showing like the Godzilla characters. It was like Godzilla 2000 fighting Gigan from Final Wars, fighting Anguirus from Final Wars. It was like a weird, was it Picto something? I don't know. It was some kind of weird game in Japan right now, and they're actually still filming Godzilla characters in suits. So just that's what I want to see. One more film, Toho. One more film, please. One more film with a guy in a suit, and then you can move on to CGI. That's my number 2. So my number one is probably the thing that every Godzilla fan and Gamera fans want to see. Godzilla versus Gamera. Let's make this happen. Come on. This has been going on. The two fan bases have been fighting forever. Let's just make a crossover movie. Just like Godzilla fought King Kong, let's just do Godzilla versus Gamera. Come on. I know we can do it. I know Toho can do it. And I know everyone wants to see this happen. Everyone wants to see this happen. It was so big that back in, I don't know when it was, but it was like 2009 or 2010, there was like this supposed fan film that had Godzilla fighting Gamera. I don't know where it went, but I followed it for a while. But basically, that is my number one thing that I want to see in the next Godzilla film. Alright, so now moving on to the things that I want to see in the next Godzilla game. Alright, so starting at number 5 is a well-written story to go along with the campaign mode or whatever. Unleashed had at least a campy, fun Godzilla story, you know. I mean, it was kind of the same though, along with Destroy All Monsters and Save the Earth. I mean, those three games have kind of had the same story with the aliens invading and stuff like that. You know, maybe they can do something different, you know, instead of having aliens come down, you know, because the Godzilla movies have plenty of different kind of stories you can do for them. So I would like to see, you know, a really good story. Something that would keep me playing. So that's my pick for number 5. For number 4, going along with the story, I want a really fun adventure mode. Like, I remember when I first heard about Unleashed, and they were talking about you would roam around, and then if you found an ally fighting another monster, you could actually go and help them. That didn't really happen. It was still just kind of, okay, you're in this level, you fight this guy, and you fight this. I want it to be like I know a free roam Godzilla game would be really hard to do, but like, how cool would it be if you could just walk around a city as Godzilla, and then all of a sudden a monster just comes out of nowhere, you know, like you're walking around as Godzilla, and King Ghidorah just flies down and starts to attack you, you know, and then Anguirus just rolls up and helps you, and you know, just like have these kind of cool, maybe random fights, you know, that would be really cool. Have this really cool adventure mode where you can just run around, destroy buildings, do whatever you want, but you would have a goal, you know, but depending on, like, the thing that would be random is what would happen between point A to point B. That would be cool to me. That's my number 4 pick. Okay, for number 3, this one needs to happen because I was very, very disappointed with it, with Unleashed. Actually, hold on, my face is extremely white. Need to tone down the bright. Okay, there we go. My face was really white. Okay, anyways, my number 3 spot is something that I was disappointed with Unleashed was the amount of arenas. There was, what, 9? I think there was 9 arenas, when Destroy All Monsters and Save the Earth had a lot of different arenas. And oh, there's my dog. But that's something that I think they could do again, is just have all these different arenas. Have, like, you know, Tokyo, Osaka, bring those back. I mean, I know those were in Unleashed, but here's another thing. Bigger maps too, because Unleashed also they were so small compared to Destroy All Monsters and Save the Earth maps. I mean, those arenas were huge, you know. In Unleashed, and also another thing that bugged me is Unleashed, they had all these cities had an apocalypse look. What if this way, okay? Think about it this way. How cool was it in Destroy All Monsters and Save the Earth that you were able to go from night to day? You know, that was cool. You could choose whether you wanted a day or night battle. Well, how about this? Continue with the apocalypse style with the crystals popping up or whatever kind of, you know, like, what was it? Seattle was under lava, I think, in Unleashed, or New York was like flooded or whatever. But do something like that, but give us the option to do a night or day, and then also give us an option to do non-apocalypse map and apocalypse style. You know, like how cool would that be? You could really, you know, get different styles of game in there, and that would be pretty cool. So that would be my number 3 pick. Okay, and for number 2, I'm gonna kind of combine 2 ideas here because I just thought of one actually. The first idea is multiplayer. Definitely multiplayer. Save the Earth had it, but no one played it on the Xbox at least, and Unleashed just kind of didn't do it with the Wii, but no one played online with the Wii anyways. So yeah, definitely multiplayer, but here's the thing, more than 4 players. I know that sounds kind of crazy because I know that if you had more than 4 monsters on one screen, that would be really hard to keep track of who is who, but think of the chaos that would be around. I mean, it would be, buildings would be flying everywhere, monsters would be flying everywhere. I mean, it would be so cool. It would be like Destroy All Monsters, the movie, you know, with all those monsters there. It would be so cool. And the second idea is different game types. Like, Unleashed had really cool custom game types. You could like change the power crystals, you could change if the army would be there, you could change, you know, team battle, destruction, you could do all these different customizations. Let's just take it up a notch, like just make a lot of different styles, like bring back well, you guys remember in Destroy All Monsters there was like you had cheats and you could do tiny monsters, you could do Technicolor, black and white mode, I mean all these like different things you could do with it. So like put those back, you know, like get all these different variables to make so many different game types of fighting. It would be so cool. And that would be number 2. Okay, for my number 1 pick, it's pretty much the thing that everyone wants, is just a big monster roster. I just want so many different monsters. My first pick would be Hedorah. Please get Hedorah in there, because when I first saw him in Destroy All Monsters, I was like, you know, oh, is he a secret character or something? Because he was flying around and stuff. I was like, oh, you know, I really wanted him to be a playable character. And then Unleashed, he was going to be planned to be a character, but for some reason they couldn't get the animations right. I don't know. You know, another cool character would be Monster X. Like, you know how Mothra starts as a larva and then goes into Mothra stage? Well, how about with Monster X, you start as the weird skeleton looking dinosaur guy, and then you transform into Kaiser Ghidorah. That would be so cool. Another thing is have different versions of Godzilla. I want to be able to play as GMK Godzilla. I want to be able to play as 2004 Godzilla with the no, not 2004, well, also Final Wars Godzilla, but also the 2003 Godzilla, which would be the one with the scar in the middle from fighting Mechagodzilla. So like that would be so cool if they would make that happen. Yeah, so that's my number 1 pick. Well, thanks for watching my list of what I want to see in the future for Godzilla. You guys know what to do. Leave in the comments of what you guys want to see, and stay big, G-fans.